Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In our last class, we discussed about the current and the current density. In today's class, we will discuss about the conservation of charge or the continuity equation. Actually, this equation has nothing to do with the Maxwell's equation. However, this equation says that the total amount of charge in this universe is conserved. It means that charges can neither be created nor destroyed. However, an equal amount of positive and negative charges may be created by separation and destroyed or lost by recombination. So let's discuss about the conservation of charge or the continuity equation or continuity of current. Although we are supposed to be studying static fields at this time, the introduction of the concept of current is logically followed by a discussion of the conservation of charge and the continuity equation. We already discussed that the principle of conservation of charge states simply that charges can neither be created nor destroyed. However, an equal amount of positive and negative charge may be simultaneously created, obtained by separation, destroyed or lost by recombination. So continuity equation follows from this principle when we consider any region bounded by a closed surface. So the current through the closed surface is I is equal to the closed surface integral of the current density. And this outward flow of positive charge must be balanced by a decrease of positive charge or perhaps an increase of negative charge within the closed surface. If the charge inside the closed surface is denoted by Qi, then the rate of decrease is minus dQi by dt. And the principle of conservation of charge requires I is equal to the closed surface integral of the current density, and that will be equal to the rate of decrease of charge inside the closed surface. Now what does it mean? So let's discuss about the conservation of charge or the continuity equation. Let's suppose we have a volume that is bounded by a closed surface. So let's suppose we have a closed surface that is bounding any volume, and let's suppose the total number of charge inside this volume is Qi. Qi is the total amount of charge inside this closed surface that is bounding this volume. I am saying that the total outward current is I. We have a current that is flowing out of this closed surface which is bounding a volume. Now I am saying that this current is actually a conventional current. This current is due to the flow of positive charges. So it means that we have net outward flow of positive charges. When we have the net outward flow of positive charges constituting a current I, so there will be a decrease in the amount of positive charges inside this volume because the total number of charges are conserved. When we have the net outward flow of positive charges, so there will be a decrease in positive charges inside this volume. So if the total number of positive charges are represented by Qi, or the total number of charges are represented by Qi, so there will be a decrease in the amount of charges inside this volume. So we know that I is equals to the closed line integral of the current density. We have a closed surface that is bounding this volume, and the total amount of charge inside this volume is Qi. So if we have the net outward current, or if we have the net outward flow of positive charges, so this current will be equal to the rate of decrease of charges inside this volume. मतलब अगर बाहर करंट फ्लो कर रहा है तो वो चूंकि चार्जेस फ्लो हो रहे हैं तो उसकी वजह से करंट फ्लो कर रहा है, तो अंदर जो चार्जेस होंगे वो रिड्यूस होंगे because the total number of charges are conserved. So whenever we have the net outward flow of positive charges or the net outward flow of charges, so there will be a decrease in the amount of charges. So this equation is actually the integral form of the conservation equation. This equation is the integral form of the conservation equation, that the closed surface integral of the current density is equal to the rate of decrease of charges inside the closed surface which is bounding a volume. In order to get the point form or the differential form of continuity equation or conservation of charge, we apply the divergence theorem to the left hand side of this equation. So according to the divergence theorem, the closed surface integral of the current density will be equal to the volume integral of the divergence of the current density. According to the divergence theorem, the closed surface integral of the current density will be equal to the volume integral of the divergence of the current density. So now we can write divergence of J dV is equals to minus d by dt of Qi. Similarly, we can also represent this Qi in terms of its volume charge density. So the right hand side will be equal to minus d by dt of the volume integral of its charge density, because Qi will be equal to the volume integral of its charge density or the volume charge density. Now if we make this closed surface constant which is bounding a volume, so this derivative can be written as a partial derivative, and the equation will become the divergence of J dV will be equal to minus integral of partial by partial T of rho v dV. And from this equation we can write that the divergence of J is equals to minus partial by partial T of rho v, and this is actually the point form of the continuity equation, that the net outward flow of charges per unit volume will be equal to the rate of decrease of charge per unit volume. Actually the volume charge density represents the charge per unit volume, and this divergence of J actually represents the total outward flow of charge per unit volume. So the total outward flow of charge per unit volume will be equal to the rate of decrease of charge per unit volume. So let's come back to the presentation. So I is equal to the closed surface integral of the current density, and that is equal to the rate of decrease of charge inside the closed surface that is bounding the volume. Now if we look at this negative sign, this negative sign actually represents the rate of decrease of charge. So if the outward current is the conventional current, so there will be a decrease of the positive charges inside the volume. and this negative sign also depends on the direction of current. So it might be well to answer here in often asked question, isn't there a sign error? I thought I is equal to dq by dt. So the presence or absence of a negative sign depends on what current and charge we consider, कि हम कौन सा करंट कंसिडर कर रहे हैं और कौन सा चार्ज कंसिडर कर रहे हैं. अगर हम पॉजिटिव चार्ज कंसिडर कर रहे हैं तो अंदर पॉजिटिव चार्ज डिक्रीज होगा. सिमिलरली अगर हम पॉजिटिव चार्ज कंसिडर कर रहे हैं तो अंदर जो नेगेटिव चार्ज है वो इंक्रीज होगा, बिकॉज जब पॉजिटिव चार्ज डिक्रीज होगा तो नेगेटिव चार्ज इंक्रीज होगा. सो इन सर्किट थ्योरी वी यूजुअली एसोसिएट द करंट फ्लो into one terminal of a capacitor with the time rate of increase of charge on that plate, because वहां पे हम चार्जिंग करते हैं तो करंट इंक्रीज होगा. However, this current is an outward flowing current as we already discussed. So equation number 4, this equation is actually the integral form of the continuity equation, and the differential or point form is obtained by using the divergence theorem to change the surface integral into volume integral. We already discussed this thing. By applying the divergence theorem, we can change the closed surface integral into the volume integral. Similarly, we next represent the enclosed charge Qi by the volume integral of the charge density. So minus d by dt of Qi will be equal to the volume integral of its charge density. If we agree to keep the surface constant, the derivative becomes a partial derivative and may appear within the integral. So from this equation we can write the point form of the continuity equation. Since the expression is true for any volume, अगर हम छोटा वॉल्यूम ले या बड़ा वॉल्यूम ले, so this equation is valid for any volume. So for a small or an incremental volume we can write divergence of J del V is equals to minus partial by partial T of rho V del V. So from this equation we can write the point form of the continuity equation. Remembering the physical interpretation of divergence, this equation indicates that the current or charge per second diverging from a small volume per unit volume is equal to the time rate of decrease of charge per unit volume at every point. मतलब जितना करंट बाहर की तरफ मूव करेगा, बाहर की तरफ फ्लो करेगा, उतने ही चार्जेस बाहर की तरफ फ्लो करेंगे और अंदर जो चार्ज होगा वो डिक्रीज होगा. Now let's solve a numerical related to this thing. So let's suppose we have a current density J that is directed radially outward and decreases exponentially with time. So the current density is given. So let's suppose पहले हम करंट फाइंड आउट करते हैं. अगर करंट डेंसिटी गिवन है तो हम एक रेडियस पे करंट फाइंड आउट करते हैं और दूसरे रेडियस पे करंट फाइंड आउट करते हैं. At an instant of time is equal to 1 second. So selecting an instant of time 1 second, we may calculate the total outward current at r is equal to 5 meter. So let's suppose we have a radius of 5 meter. And at that radius we are finding the total current. So I will be equal to J current density into the surface area. So current density into the surface area 4 pi r square, and it results in 23.1 ampere. Now if we find the current at a larger radius, so let's suppose r is equal to 6 meter. So at r is equal to 6 meter, the current is 27.7 ampere. It means that as we move away from the current density, the current is increasing. Why? The total current is larger at r is equal to 6 meter than it is at r is equal to 5 meter. So to answer this question, let's find out the charge density and the velocity of charges. Let's find out the charge density and the velocity of charges. So we can determine the charge density, the volume charge density from the continuity equation. Remember that this is a very important equation when we have to find the relation between the time varying electric field and a magnetic field. We will use this equation. When we have to relate the time varying electric field and magnetic field, So we will use this equation. By the use of this equation we can relate them. So from the continuity equation we can determine the volume charge density. As we know that the divergence of J is equals to minus partial by partial T of rho v. So J की जगह हम अपनी वैल्यू पुट कर लेते हैं, and this is actually the spherical coordinate system. So we will take the formula of divergence for the spherical coordinate system, and it results in 1 over r square e power minus t. Similarly, it is a partial derivative, so we will integrate both the sides. So by integrating we will find the volume charge density plus a constant that is a function of r. Now we know that if we assume the volume charge density approaches 0 as time approaches infinity, so this constant becomes 0 and the volume charge density becomes 1 over r square e power minus t. Now we also know that J is equal to rho v into v. So from this equation we can determine the velocity of the charge. So the velocity of the charge will be equal to J by rho v. So J is already given, we determined rho v. So from this equation we can determine the velocity, and it is a function of r. It means that as radius increases, the velocity of charges increases. When the velocity of charges increases, it means that the current would increase. So we determine the volume charge density, and from the volume charge density we determine the velocity. And if we look at this equation, the velocity is directly proportional to the radius. It means that as we are increasing the radius, or as radius is being increased, the velocity of charges is increased, and it means that the charges are being accelerated, and as the charges will accelerate, the current would increase. So that is why the current at r is equal to 6 meter was higher than the current at r is equal to 5 meter. And this was all about the continuity equation. If you have any question, you can ask. Thank you.